Hi guys, it's Kaylene, and today we're going to review the MAC collab with the Cruella movie. This movie released, I think, recently, and the collab released on the 21st of May, and it did release in South Africa at the same time, which was really cool that they basically did it like, internationally, everyone received these on at the same time. So it was cool, and I thought I'd review it. At first, I didn't want to really buy any of it. I didn't like how the palette looked. And this is the shadows. The shadows are in a very chaotic order, and I don't like that. I like it to be neat and pretty. However, the shades in here, like this one here, convinced me enough to buy this palette because it is that shimmery and pretty. So anyway, this is the look I achieved with this collection, and if you'd like, please keep on watching. So guys, in the Cruella collection, I picked up 3 items. I picked up the eyeshadow palette, the eyeliner duo, and one of the liquid lipsticks. I'm familiar with this lipstick formula, and I would say I somewhat enjoy it, so I know that this is not going to be a must. The eyeliners, I used like the liquid eyeliner. I do have one of the gel liners, but I haven't done a wear test on it. So this will be like both first impressions, unless they change the formula of the liquid lipstick, which I highly doubt they did. And before I start, I just want to say I'm using a Cruella t-shirt, well, a Disney Villains t-shirt. There's Maleficent, the Evil Queen, and Cruella. And as you can see, Cruella is living her best life there. And I got a spotted headband today, so I'm doing the most for this review. This is how the palette looks, and it caused a lot of controversy because it looks messed up. However, if you're a fan of the Dalmatian franchise, you know Cruella is actually a very messed up person. I understand why they did it, like they made it like look like it's chaos, because for me she's a very chaotic person, so I think that's why they did it this way. She's not like your normal villain, she's like crazy. These colors actually are a decent color story. You have your black, your white. You have 4 shimmers and 4 mattes in here. This shimmer black here is like the star of the palette. When I swatched it, then I said I had to get it. So my eyes are primed with my P. Louise base. I'm not setting it today because some of these colors, like this blue here, does need a sticky base to it, and even this white shade. So I don't know how it will perform. I'm just going to try and pack and blend it out. I'm just going to start with this black shade, and we're going to see what we can do with it. I just hope it don't start looking too crazy too soon. And I'm just putting this black all over my crease. So for me, so far, this first shade isn't as like intense or pigmented, but it's coming off as a more gray tone black than a normal black, and this is just the normal carbon. But it is diffusing beautifully on the top without much effort, so maybe we can like pack on more and more. Okay, so far, I don't know if you guys can see, but it is like forming a bit of a harsh line here with this black. Let's see if we can maybe just add black all over the lid and see if it will help diffuse it a bit more. Okay. So this built up really intense. I'm probably not going to be able to use all the colors, but I'm going to try to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 8 colors, so that's going to be decent. I know now it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but trust the process, guys. Trust the process. So I'm going to take some of the white shade in the palette, and I'm just going to like add it in the front of it just to try and diffuse this into a more gray sort of tone. Surprisingly, that helped. Okay, this actually is looking cool because this has gone gray in the center. So at least it's sort of diffusing itself out. So I'm going to add a little bit white now to the edges here. Okay, to me, these look more or less similar. So now I'm going to go in with the shimmers. I am going to try and do some of this black on my lid with a little bit of this red. And I don't know if you guys can pick it up on camera, but this is like a really cool black shade. It has so much of glitter in it. I don't know if it's because I didn't set the base, but it's clinging onto the product really good. Nah, this red doesn't really do it for me. I'm just gonna even it out and put a bit more of the black on it. Okay guys, I'm putting a little bit of the base on my lower lash line so I can smoke it out a little bit. Okay, so primer is on my lower lash line. I'm gonna try and use some of this blue shade. So far I used 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna use some of this blue shade now. Okay, I thought this look would suck with this as at the waterline, but it's actually a very interesting shade because it's not as vibrant blue. It's more like a dark, deep, like blue. It reminds me of the Urban Decay Chaos shade, but a little bit more darkness to it, if you know what I mean. I won't lie, when I went in store and swatched this shade, it sucked so bad. Like, it was the most chalkiest thing I have ever tried, and I thought it would be horrible. But it's actually pretty. So guys, for my inner corner, I am using this shade here, this silver metallic shade, and I hope I'm not messing it up. Oh my god, I don't know if it's because I'm in darker light or what, but that silver shade looks so insane on my eyes at the moment. Like it really looks good. I'm actually surprised with some of the shades. Okay, so it's actually good. I used 6 shades of this palette, and from what I can say, the metallic shades are really pretty, really intense. The matte shades work very good with each other. They blend out effortlessly. Okay guys, so now I'm going to go in with the eyeliner from this collection, and I don't know what I really want to do with it. I did want to use like a white eyeliner thing on my lid, but I'm scared it's gonna ruin the look, so I'm just gonna add it here on my waterline. Okay, so I don't know if it's because I put so much of product in my waterline already that it's not showing up. Okay, it's giving me like a more grayish, I would say, eye look on my waterline. I'm just gonna swatch the white on the side of my hand to show you how it looks. It's just a normal white liner. I would say it looks decent. I will give this another go, maybe in a different video or in a shorter video, and tell you how I feel. But now I'm going to go in with the last item of this collection, and that is the lipstick. The lipstick I chose might not pair well with the eye look that I did, but who cares? I picked the shade called Glam Aki. Just giving it a bit of a shake. Okay, so this is the color. It's like a reddish purple color. Okay guys, so this is the lipstick. I want to just say this was like sealed, like I struggled to open it. It was weird. I did think about this lipstick. I feel it's pretty. Lipstick is like a normal MAC lipstick. It's a pretty color. I don't have a color like this. That's why I took it. And yeah, there's like liquid lips are basically you know, it's like a normal liquid lipstick, it's fine. Okay, so this is the final look. I used some of the Great Lash mascara on my on my lashes. I used some of my Stila eyeliner. I used this like pin-up doll style of eyeliner. It's very bold look. But I think with the lips and the eyes and that, it already was a bold look, so like couldn't avoid it. And yeah, I used some of my Urban Decay Glide On eyeliner pencil in the shade Cuff in my waterline, and that really like opened up my eyes. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera now, but it is very reflective here, and it's so good. It is one of my favorite I would say silver liners, because it does have like an extremely reflective shine to it, so it does open up your eyes a little bit more. I was slightly disappointed by the eyeliner because I expected it to be more intense. But I think maybe if I try it as a normal eyeliner and try and wing it out, maybe it would be different. The swatch that I put off the white shade on my arm isn't really budging. So you know when once it's down, it's going to set and not move. So maybe I'll retry this. The lipstick is a normal matte lipstick. It's just like a matte lipstick. It's dry. It's not uncomfortably dry. I mean, it's matte, so it's going to be dry anyway. But it is like transfer proof, so that's good. Well, so far it's transfer proof. I don't know if when I eat it will transfer and move around. I'm so sorry for the bad quality of lights. Load shedding now, so I can't turn off my lights. And yeah, so we're just going to kick it with natural lighting, which is going away because it's winter now. Anyway, for the palette, I feel is the best part of the collection. I only didn't use 2 shades out of the 8, which is these 2 here, but I used all of them to create this look, and I think it's pretty. It looks very grungy and like a grungy goth alternate sort of look. I actually like it. So if you're someone who I would say is more into that gothic aesthetic, you guys would love this sort of palette, because you're going to create those more black grayish hues, and I think a lot of like goth people like the more black and gray looks. This is a good substitute. It's not crazily expensive. I think it was 800 rand, and you are getting 8 shadows for it, so it's like 100 rand each, so it's not too bad. But actually the pans are actually small if you consider it, because it's only 5 grams in total product. So well, is it worth it? It's cheaper than what the normal shadows are, but anyway, another reason why I bought this palette for its novelty sake, because it's not really like the other MAC palettes. See, so if you open it, you can see it's like a normal palette. It has all these weird designs, but this palette, you can break it apart. You can take it up, and yeah. So I guess like I think it's very like innovative and different. So I guess if you just want to use, like, some people only do use like metallic shades just on the lid and they call it a day and they done. So I think like if someone was like, oh, okay, let me do my makeup at work, or let me do my makeup like on the go while I'm in the car or whatever, this is actually cool. You can just slip it in your bag, and I think it's easy to go. But I like the idea and I like the concept of this. I don't like how they executed it though. Like don't introduce it like in a collab, you know, like maybe just do a normal palette for the collab, and then like reintroduce this concept in like your normal eyeshadow sets, because I'm sure a lot of people, if stuff was paired up in 2s, some people who just would like want one color from this would like it. The only downside I would say about this palette being this way is if you're someone who likes things to be like aligned and order. I won't say OCD, but some people who are like perfectionists and like things, it's not gonna like, you might not have it like smooth. You know, it looks like it's aligned, but it's slightly different every time you're gonna put it on and off. Yeah, and sometimes these like fall apart like on its own. So even though it's like, I would say, quite sturdy for what it is, I don't feel they should have did it for this sort of collab. But again, one of the reasons I did purchase it because it was so cool. Also, if you have this palette is not really bulky and big. I appreciate that because some people like will do the most and the biggest, bulkiest packaging and you have no place to store. These are good in terms of storing because you can either just store it like that because it's a flat, small little box, or you can just break it in half and stack them on each other, and it's like, half the size. Novelty aside, and this shade here which stole the show, which helped them so much. Also, I want to note though, this shade here, you're not gonna have any joy with it if you're not gonna use a sticky base. It is going to suck and it's going to look chalky and ashy. Same with the white. The only thing that is going to help you and save the entire look if you do have this palette is you using a tacky sticky base, or if you use an eyeshadow base, don't set it, or even if you're using concealer, don't set it, just go in straight with your shadow to make sure it won't be chalky, because the moment you set it, you're going to put powder upon powder and it will definitely go chalky and look weird. Would I recommend this palette? Yes and no. I would say you'd have to be a fan of the Dalmatian franchise to want to get it because it's Cruella. If you're a makeup lover though, you would also want to get this palette because of, like I said, this shade is insanely good. Well, to me, because there's not much like glitter fallout at all, and it's mostly glitter, like black glitter. Sorry, it's a black base with gold glitter. Really good. I didn't like the way this red layered on it, but maybe it just needs a moment on its own. These two shades I haven't tried it. This shade you could probably use to just set your base, and this is a metallic shade which is like a mauvey purple or mauve purple. I don't know what you say. This here isn't like this bright, stunning blue. It's, even though it looks like my hair color, it's not. It's actually like more like a deep sort of navy blue when you put it on your eyelid, but maybe it's just showing up on my skin tone as a navy shade. It could show up lighter. I'm not entirely sure, but it's decent. Another star of this palette, surprisingly, is this silver shade here. I put it on my inner corner and I am extremely impressed by it. It looks so good. Really did open up the eyes. It looks almost like a I would say like a whitish frost more than a silver, and it complements this whole look completely. I love that this palette is very more of your grungy goth sort of look. So I think if like people who like those gray tones would appreciate this palette more. And I think maybe, in fact, if you think of it, Cruella, even though she's like a fashionista, she like tends to go more with the black and white, more your goth sort of colors. So I think maybe they style this palette more catering towards that grungy alternate people. I may be wrong, who knows, but that's what I see it, because you can only basically create those gothic sort of looks with your grays, your blacks, your whites. Even though Cruella has red on her outfits, as you can see, it's more of a like goth sort of staple, and even this like purple shade. I think it is a good eyeshadow. I think it makes pretty looks. It like you could probably do everyday looks with it. I wouldn't want to use it up though because it is a sort of like a collector's item. I will use it again definitely because I love these more gothic grungy looks. I'm more of I would say alternate sort of fashion sense, so I would like to use this more often. This gives me more of your Jeffree Star cremated palette where it has all those different gray hues and grunginess and gothicness to it. So yeah, if you want something like this, I think it's really cool. So yeah guys, I really like this palette. So out of all the things from this collection, this is my favorite. The eyeliner is my least favorite so far. I will give it another try, to see how it is. The lipstick, it's a good lipstick. So guys, my final thoughts on this review. Does it work well on dark skin? Yes, it definitely does. It definitely shows up. It looks very pretty. I can't really show you guys much now because I'm literally in the dark. As you can see, the entire, the video went from light to dark. I would recommend it to anyone who loves nice, smoky, grungy looks. If you're someone who's like more on the neutral side, y'all won't like this palette. Or if you're on, I would say, the either between neutral to colorful side, you're not gonna really like this. This is a proper, I would say, grungy palette, a proper gothic dream. If you're into that old gothic aesthetic, then you're definitely going to enjoy this and like this palette. Even if you just like those grungy, smoky eyes, you will definitely like this. Okay, guys, so that's the end of my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Please let me know. My social media will be linked in my description box. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.